project.
Okay, this is it.
Go up there, Jaden. Jaden, do you have your note cards? I think they're on your desk.
They're on my desk.
There you go, grab them.
And this is. Here's my book. Oh!
All right, my audience, you're sitting up straight.
Oh!
Did you get it, Jaden?
Then open.
Okay, so Jaden, why don't you ask somebody else to help you?
Jade.
Jade, come on.
Two girls.
All right, that's fine.
That is a really great project.
All right, turn around. Audience, you're listening. All right, we ready? Okay, let's start. Introduce yourself.
I got it.
Okay, introduce. You are?
John Fitzgerald Kennedy.
Okay.
And here's all the pictures I drew.
So tell us, how did you start your life, JFK?
By John Fitzgerald Kennedy was born on May 27, 1917 in Brookline, Massachusetts. Miss Kinsenko, Miss Alhila, my fellow Americans. I am here to report that our democracy is strong. I am John Fitzgerald Kennedy, and I was the 35th President of the United States. I was born on May 27, 1917 in Brookline, Massachusetts. That's all. And I had 3 brothers and 5 sisters. See, that's the picture of the Kennedys. And my dad was from Ireland and was rich. As a kid, I was not a very good student, but I did like to read books. My family called me Jack. And you know, on the first page on this book, you know, some pages tell you about that. This was the picture that I wrote on there. So,
Jaden, go to your next. What's your next part?
okay, now this page 2, and it was able to get into Harvard. I was able to get into Harvard University for college, where my dad and older brother Joe went to school. After I graduated from Harvard, I joined the United States Navy in 1941 and fought in World War II. My boat was run over by a Japanese ship. I swam to shore holding a crew member and saved him. For this, I was awarded the Purple Heart. My brother Joe was killed in the war. And look, you see that's the picture of the boat sinking. And you see his brother Joe was killed in the war. And now we move on to here. It was always my dad's dream that one of his sons would be president. So in 1946, I ran for the United States Congress and won. I was only 29 years old. In 1952, I ran for the United States Senate and won. That as well, a senator, I met Jackie and married her. My back was always hurting, so I had back surgery. And while I was getting better, I wrote the book Profiles Encourage. It won a Pulitzer Prize. And you see that's the White House.
Jaden, are we coming on to your now favorite part of his life?
Yep, the Saturn V rocket.
All right, keep going.
In 1960, I ran for the President of the United States and won. I was only 43 years old. You as Americans must ask yourself, what can I do for my country instead of what your country can do for you? I always wanted to help the poor, so I started the Peace Corps so that all Americans to help show leadership. As president, I set bold goals. I choose to go to the moon and not do the easy things, but to do the things that are hard. As Americans, we must lead. And you know that it's right here, and that's all that I wrote. And this is the picture of the big Saturn V going to the moon. But maybe a better thing is when it cuts off this part, the first stage.
Okay.
First stage, yeah. It should put and then
All right, keep going, Jaden. Keep going. Stay on task.
Okay, now we're moving on to here.
Okay.
In 1962, we were in the middle of the Cold War versus Russia. The country Cuba, which is only 90 miles south of Florida, asked Russia to put nuclear missiles on the island. I did not tolerate this and forced Russia and Cuba to change their minds. This event was called the Cuban Missile Crisis. Let me see. You say that Cuba is right here in Florida. That's where we live. It's a little bit south of there. And that's the picture of the Cuba. And here we got the rockets and stuff. And we got boats and airplanes.
Okay. All right, let's keep going.
In 1863, President Lincoln made slavery illegal. However, this did not stop white people from treating farmers or black people like servants. I was amazed that every president between Lincoln and I had allowed blacks to be treated unfairly. That is not the American way, so in 1963 I proposed strong civil rights laws to stop this type of treatment of blacks. Many white Americans opposed my decision, so I began to meet with people all across the country. And you see, that's page 7. That's the print that my dad come up with.
Okay, so what's happening in that picture? What's going on?
You see, here's all the presidents.
Mm-hmm.
Here's John F. Kennedy, that's me, and that's Martin Luther King Jr. And page 8.
Okay.
On November 27, 1963, I went to Dallas to discuss my civil rights proposal. During my visit, I was shot twice and killed. Although I was president for less than 1,000 days, I was able to start the Peace Corps, set America on a path to the moon, and set equal rights for all Americans. I was the first Boy Scout to serve as your president. I was the first and only Catholic president, and I was the youngest ever to serve as president. I am John F. Kennedy. And you see, these are all the pictures that I like, nice and neat, and you see that's my picture that I picked on.
And Jaden, in that picture at the end, where are you standing? Where is that?
That one, that's
No.
a costume.
The next one.
This one?
Of you, the photograph.
That's just me taking pictures so you guys can see what I'm
But where were you?
at Kennedy Space Center.
Oh. All right, Jaden, let's give Mr. JFK a round of applause.
Wow, that was great.
JFK,
Good job.
you have 3 people, 3 friends you may ask. Question.
Colin.
Colin, what's your question? Can we come back to you? Okay, we'll come back to him. 2 other people.
Mason. Never mind.
All right, guys, have your questions ready. Jaden, pick someone else for me.
Christopher.
Why was he shot twice?
What?
Why was he shot twice?
Because when he was shaking hands to somebody in his parade, there was somebody behind him and he got shot twice and killed. And remember this. After President Kennedy proposed the civil rights bill to help black people, many white people were very mad. President Kennedy traveled across the country to gain support for the bill. On November 22nd, 1963, he was in Dallas, Texas to talk about civil rights and was shot and killed.
So do you see, Chris?
When he went to Dallas, he was shot and killed.
Because they should still treat black people the same way they did before.
And there were some people that probably weren't happy with the bill. Okay. All right, Jaden, another person, please. And then we'll come back to Colin. if he's
Jada.
ready.
How did his brother? What kind of war did his
What?
What kind of war did his brother went to?
Is what?
Say it again one more time, Jada.
What kind of war did his brother went to?
What kind of war did he go into or his brother?
It's on page 2. It's
Okay.
when his boat got run over by the Japanese ship and his brother Joe was killed in the water.
Was it World War II?
Yeah.
No, it's too far back. I don't know, was it the older brother or was it Korean? I don't know.
They were
Okay.
Japanese.
Japanese, okay. All right, so Jaden, Colin, are you ready or should we pick somebody else? Okay, so one more person, Jaden, one more lucky duck.
Samantha?
Why did he climb the map?
What?
Why did he go to the map?
No, he didn't go to the moon. He said we choose to go to the moon and not do the easy things, but to do the things that are hard. So it's on page 4. So for my picture of the moon, we draw a big Saturn V going to the moon. But I drew a different one. It was like another rocket.
Do you remember the name of the space program that he did for that? Did they mention it?
Yeah, but in the Hall of Presidents in Disney World, you could see me say his speech. So,
Okay, so I love it. Let's give JFK a round of applause.
Great job, Sid.
All right, great. And Jaden, girls, fold it up, help him fold it up nicely, and then Jaden, bring it to me, okay? All right, who's ready that would like to go next? Let's see. Some of you guys, I know you're starting to get a little tired, but we gotta wake up.